Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Pericles, and today we get to hear from Lord Cerymon again, and also second gentleman, because he just has 3 words in the middle of like 2 big speeches. So what's going on? We're in Ephesus, which is where Lord Cerymon lives, and we learned yesterday that he's like a doctor, a physician, a studier of science and nature and the healing power of herbs and all of that sort of stuff. And as he's talking about how wonderful it is to know things, a couple of guys come in and they have found this chest that has washed ashore that looks remarkably like a coffin. Now, if you're a smart member of the audience, you probably remember in the previous scene we were on a boat with Pericles and his wife Tessa, who gave birth to their daughter but then died, and Cordia, the nurse, comes in with the baby, and then they decide that they have to throw Tessa's body overboard to quell the sea gods so that the storm goes away. So they've tossed Tessa's body overboard in a coffin. So you see where this is going. So anyway, this coffin has washed up on the shores of Ephesus, and they decide that they're gonna open it, because what else do you do with a chest? And they see that it's all nice and sealed and everything, and they open it up and they're like, wow, it smells good. And Lord Cerymon gets in there and starts, digging to see what's what, and he sees this body, and he says, shrouded in cloth of state, balmed and entreasured with full bags of spices, a passport to Apollo, perfect me in the characters. Here I give to understand, if ere this coffin drives a land, I, King Pericles, have lost this queen, worth all our mundane cost. Who finds her, give her burying, she was the daughter of a king. Besides this treasure for a fee, the gods requite his charity. If thou livest, Pericles, thou hast a heart that ever cracks for woe. This chanced tonight? Most likely, sir. Nay, certainly tonight, for look how fresh she looks. They were too rough that threw her in the sea. Make a fire within, fetch hither all my boxes in my closet. Death may usurp on nature's many hours, and yet the fire of life kindle again the o'erpressed spirits. I heard of an Egyptian that had 9 hours lying dead, who was, by good appliance, recovered. And then somebody brings some stuff in. Well said, well said. The fire and clothes, the rough and woeful music that we have, cause it to sound, beseech you. The viol, once more. How thou stirrest, thou block, the music there. I pray you, give her air. Gentlemen, this queen will live. Nature awakes a warm breath out of her. She hath not been entranced above 5 hours. See how she begins to blow into life's flower again. So, the stuff that's going on here, they open it up and they see this body that's wrapped up as if it was nobility, and they find a note, and the note says that this was King Pericles' queen, and she was the daughter of a king, so her body should be treated respectfully. And then Lord Cerymon looks a little bit closer, and he's like, she's not dead yet. Basically, he's like, get some fire, get some blankets, bring me my herbs, bring me all my stuff. He's like, she might look dead, but I've heard of other cases. He's heard of an Egyptian who they thought was dead for 9 hours before he revived. So he gets some warm fire, he gets some warm clothes, he has some music play, he has all this stuff to try to stimulate her senses again, and it works. She wakes up because she wasn't dead. She was probably just passed out, because giving birth on a boat in the middle of a storm is kind of exhausting. So she was probably just passed out, and they didn't know how to take her pulse, and they put her in a coffin and they threw her overboard. But now they warm her up, they revive her, she's fine. She's like, where on earth am I? What is going on here? And they're like, take it easy, take it easy. You've been dead in a coffin in the sea for a little while. Let's take you inside and take care of you so that you can recover properly. So, fun turn of events. Tessa is not dead, but Pericles doesn't know that yet. And that's the end of Act 3, Scene 2. So we'll find out, do they get reunited? Do they not get reunited? What happens to Tessa? Does she remember who she is? Does she figure out where she is? We'll find all of this stuff out as we continue on in Pericles. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.